The pipes are a leaking, and that to me means a Nintendo Direct is any moment now. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. today. Thought it could get announced on the Monday morning. Now I'm looking towards tomorrow for maybe a Thursday Direct or even a Wednesday Direct. But so much is popping from Nintendo themselves as well as reliable leakers. We know that something is definitely about to happen. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Hit that like button if you're ready for a Direct because, gosh, we need some more Nintendo Switch 2 games. Donkey Kong is close. I'm grateful for that. But how about Smash Bros? How about Smash Bros? Not Smash Bros Ultimate, not a new Smash Bros, but the oldest Smash Bros, just straight up Smash Bros. Because in the back of a Nintendo Online video, you can see blurred images of multiple N64 games that are already on their app, just not yet on our app. So we got Donkey Kong 64, Forsaken 64, Glover, Super Smash Bros. And Rayman 2. And all of these are not like officially confirmed by Nintendo, but you can throw blurs on these images and then compare them to Nintendo's images and see these look pretty much exactly spot on. To me, the Smash Bros. One is the most obvious. It's Superstar right there. That Smash Brothers is coming to NSO soon. This will be an N64 update, so that's an expansion pack member tier. It will probably look amazing on Switch 2, and remember, those N64 games do have online multiplayer, which is freaking sick, so we can go back to the OG days, and it's just going to be Kirby versus Pikachu until the end of time, or Link versus Jigglypuff for hours. DK64 would be a great get before Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this is another reason that I believe this lines up with a Direct, because Direct is a great time for them to drop a batch of N64 games, and this would be a great batch, especially since DK64 could get you prepped for Donkey Kong Bonanza. They've held off on releasing that one on NSO for some reason. I know nothing about this game Forsaken 64, but Glover obviously is the glove man, and Rayman 2 is a pretty solid game, The Great Escape. That's not really tied to anything new, but this is a nice, 5 games? This is a nice group of games. Will they all come at the same time? I sure hope so. Is this 5 months of games? I sure hope not. Maybe Nintendo will even move forward a little bit now that people have kind of figured this out. Kind of crazy to me that they actually used a version of the app that isn't current with what players have, because their app has all these extra games. Our app doesn't have those games. All they had to do was go boot up a normal account and then capture it for their video. That would have been super easy. As somebody that does video production for a living, it's not that hard. It would have taken them 3 extra minutes, and it's just an oopsie. But now we know that some really cool stuff is coming, and I think, hopefully, they do a batch drop at the next Direct. I also hope they do a GameCube batch drop, but maybe they're just going to do a big NSO, welcome to the party, because NSO, it's honestly gotten pretty good. What's also quite good is Nash Weedle's track record with the Switch 2. This dude has been on fire with Switch 2. Pretty much everything he's talked about regarding Donkey Kong Bonanza, regarding Metroid Prime 4, regarding Mario Kart World, and the Switch 2 launch has all come true. So I'm trusting him when he says that the next game to receive an upgrade on Switch 2 is going to be Pikmin 4. Now, he's heard that Pikmin 4 is a Switch 2 edition, so it will have additions. Now, he doesn't say what those additions are, but I hope it's that mode that I love from Pikmin 3. What's it called? I'm blanking. It's the multiplayer mode that's really fun. The one that they took out for Pikmin 4, and it's not as fun. But whatever multiplayer mode is called in Pikmin 3 is a joy to behold. It's absolutely a superstar addition. It made the game so sweet, and I hope they bring that back here, as well as maybe some difficult single-player levels. But Nash Beetle is teasing that this is going to be happening soon. A new batch of upgrades as well as Switch 2 editions. I believe both those things happen at the next Direct. They'll say oh, this game's getting a free upgrade, this game's getting a free upgrade. This game's maybe getting a $10 upgrade, kind of like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, that are going to be on the free for NSO expansion pack subscribers. And then, here's the big $20 upgrades for Pikmin 4 and maybe another game, kind of how they did or are doing with Kirby and Mario Party Jamboree. But Nash Weedle also has more in store. He says, so this week, and he's clearly implying that this week is Direct week, and that's what I've been saying for a while now. You got Necrophilippe giving him the what's going on here emoji, and multiple other people have been talking lately Nintendo is due for a July event. It ain't going to be next week because that's Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's not going to be the next week after that because that's Pokemon Presents and Mario Party Jamboree. It's either this week or the last week. I've been tooting that horn for a while. You've heard me, haven't you? I've said that for a while. Nash Weedle is now confirming what I believe, which is It's this week, and if you believe Nash Weedle, which I do at least for the Switch 2 era, maybe he was shaky before, but Switch 2, he's been super spot on the last few months. He says so this week, and he actually says the greatest thing I've ever heard next, which is that it has been rumored, but I didn't mention it until now, that I can put a check on it. Nintendo Switch 2 will have new themes this year. Wait, but it won't arrive this year. Shoot! It's new themes, but not this year. Are you kidding me? We have to wait again? It won't arrive this year? This is Nintendo being silly. I love Nintendo. I think they're doing pretty darn good. I think they're very happy over there, and as long as they deliver this Direct soon, we're sitting pretty. But saving the themes throughout the whole Switch 1 generation was one thing. Okay, like, it was boring, it was annoying, they could have made money. Thought they'd surely launch with it on Switch 2, but now Nash Weedle is saying like, oh, they're not launching with it. They're not even releasing it the first year or holiday season. It's something to come next year. It just seems so silly. It's a theme. It would take them so quick to upload a GIF, an animated background, a JPEG to their servers, sell it for $5, and we'd all buy it. And they'd make millions. $3 million on the table for Nintendo from me and you and a bunch of other people that would like their Switch to not be the dark or the light theme. They refuse to do this, but hey, I love Nash Weedle saying he can put a check. Like, he's very confident. Themes are coming. So this brings me a sigh of relief. This brings me some calm, some love, some joy. Nintendo getting themes. Man, it's been 8 freaking years coming, and it seems like it's going to be 9. I don't understand why they haven't done this long ago. Like I said, it's free money. But so is Animal Crossing. They could have monetized Animal Crossing New Horizons much more savagely. And by that, I just mean like new content. I'm not saying they have to charge $50 for it, but they could have just made $5 new character packs, $10 new decorations packs, $15 new island packs. Like, people would have bought that stuff up. That game mysteriously stopped getting content, and hopefully it's because Nintendo is actually close to releasing the next Animal Crossing. Remember, this all started, this whole July Direct thing, with Beat 'em Up saying he's heard there's a July Direct and Animal Crossing is going to be the closer, and that would be a very exciting way to put a bow on a Direct that we're all eagerly waiting. Now, is this Direct going to be a Nintendo Direct Mini or a full-on Nintendo Direct? At this point, I think it's got to be a full-on Nintendo Direct. For a while there, people were leaning towards Mini just because it was like, oh, most of the stuff seems to be third-party. There's some indie stuff that has to be covered, and just like all of these Switch 2 upgrades for both Nintendo and for third-party titles. But now, if we're going to throw stuff like, oh, Switch 2 editions into the mix, we obviously have Metroid that needs a date, Kirby Air Riders, Hyrule Warriors, so on and so forth. If we're going to throw N64 games of the caliber of Smash Bros. 64 in there, this feels like Nintendo generating a much larger presentation. And the fact that they haven't had a major Direct since the Switch 2 Reveal Direct tells me they've got a lot cooking. And I hope that we get this presentation in 48 hours. So tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up, and hopefully I'm going to be making a video about the announced Direct. If not, I don't know. Pie to the face, I guess, but it's got to be coming soon. There's so much smoke around this, and Smash Bros. Is exciting. Themes, I guess that's next year, so don't get excited yet. Pikmin 4, Switch 2 editions are kind of decent, but the real thing is, like, is there a new big game? Right? Is there a new big game that Nintendo's been hiding? Whether that's a Mario Maker 3, whether that's a Luigi's Mansion 4, whether that's something completely different, or whether 3D Mario is, like, ready to be shown off, or ready to go. We're leading into the Mario 40th anniversary. We've heard nothing about their celebration. No real games yet. Mario Kart World is Mario, but it's more the kart, right? It's Mario Kart, obviously, but it's the kart franchise that really drives, that forward. Anyways, Direct incoming soon. Nash Weedle with the Triple Leak Jam, and then N64 games. Are you more excited for N64 games like Smash Bros., Rayman 2, and DK64 coming to Nintendo Switch 2? Or are you crazy like me and more excited for themes, even though it's going to be supposedly next year? Maybe Nintendo will do it this year. Maybe Nash is wrong. Maybe they will come soon, but goodness gracious, give us themes. We need themes. I want my Switch to look pretty, and I also wanted to play games. Thank goodness DK Bonanza is next week, and thank goodness a Direct seems to be right around the corner. In the meantime, everybody, let me know your take on today's leaks in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. Switch Force out.